Hey Tommy, I just finished prototyping the new Zombie Handsander 5000 Series N as designed by a top secret technical consultant some of you may know. Thought it was going to be a long video testing it out. This is a gray model Zombie Handsander that I just printed. Seems to work all right. So, what do you guys think? It's a free spinning with a sponge, 80 grit, because why would you need to go any higher than that? Just kidding. I just threw this piece of oak on here to test run it. So this is actually, I sent one of these hand sanders to Nick the Flaming Turner. Hi Nick. And he added this piece and the sponge and the spinning to his, and put it on screen here. So mine just had the sanding disc attached to this cylinder, but Nick took it to the next level by adding the bearings and the sponge, and now it's like a pretty functional sander. My goal is to come up with, I got to bulk order some parts and all that, and I got to print a few, but at some point these will show up on my Etsy store if you guys are interested, and there'll be a fairly reasonable discount for anybody who is a member of my channel. So stay tuned for that. But this is the Zombie Handsander 5000 N series. N stands for Nick. Works all right. You might see one of these in the post, but you already have one, Nick, so maybe a center finder. I originally was trying to come up with a way to actually put a motor inside this thing, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think it's necessary. Got the zombie logo down here on the bottom. Now some folks have had these things break off right here, so I might beef them up in the print. Tommy says go free spinning. Alright, that's all I had. I'm not really turning anything. This is just a little offcut of oak I threw on here to see if this thing would work, and it seems like it did. So give you guys a little sneak peek. Zombie Handsander 5000 series. A reverse RC moron cord will get it done faster. Huh. William, what expand on that? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I thought about putting some of those smaller motors in there. They don't have a whole lot of torque, and I think David is kind of hitting the nail on the head. The lathe is already spinning this thing for me, and the free spinning action is going to keep it from making sanding grooves. So I don't think it's necessary. I don't have to worry about batteries and all that nonsense. I think I got to source some bearings. That's probably the most expensive thing I put in this was this stupid bearing, but I think I can get them from online for reasonable. And then this little nylon nut, and that's it. The bearing is CA glued into the wood. It's a pretty basic concept. Hand it to you. I see what you did there. Yeah, Nick, I noticed that myself. I was going to use like a locking nut, but instead I went for the nylock because I could, before I glue the wood piece to here, I can cinch it to the desired tension and it won't move. So, that makes sense. So it's the assembly, I attach all the parts to the wood and then I glue the wood to the zombie hand sander. And that's what you get. The limiting factor, honestly, is printing these things. They take a day to print one. But I don't know. Is this something you guys think has potential, or I know Nick likes his. Maybe I'll print a few and see if they sell. Um, is if the net is too tight, the bit just one little bit. Take it off and screw it up. Yeah, that's basically what I did, Nick. I bought a bolt that would fit this thing, and then I used my nylock as a spacer, and then the filament's not that expensive. It's like 20 bucks a roll, and you could get quite a few hand sanders out of a roll, but it's more of a time commitment than a cost commitment. I've found cheap filament, and I don't know why you would use expensive filament. This is the gray version. My original hand was white. I ran out of filament, so I converted to gray, but usually my son paints these before we send them out, so they end up looking kind of like a rotten zombie hand. I think Nick's came with fingernail polish. Somebody approve, yeah, there you go. This show ain't made for kids. William can say shit. All right, guys, that was all I had for today. Happy Saturday. I just, yeah, the silver bit. Yeah. This bit, right? So, Nick, if I put a little wrench in and hold that nylock, I can twist the yellow part off. It'll come right off. So, yeah, it could hold whatever fits that. I think it's quarter 20 thread. So, Or David, you're asking 3-inch wheel. I think anything that fits a quarter 20 thread will fit in there, and then we're good to go. Does that answer your question? It's a little bit delayed between what you guys are asking and what I'm saying. It's kind of weird. You kind of have to hold it at an angle. If you go flat on, it doesn't spin, but that's probably basic high school physics, right? I don't know. A little slant. Sponge definitely improves performance. If you don't have the sponge, my original one, it was just rigid. You have a lot more likelihood of like catching it on things. Adding the sponge gives you a little forgiveness, especially if you're going inside a bowl, which I like this for that purpose, especially if it's a weird shaped one. You can get this in there, and then you avoid bashing your knuckles. I've been using this one, so it's got a really long, way overkill handle, and you can see it's taken some damage a few times, and that's not my knuckles. Granted, I probably could be more careful, and it's just cheap plastic, but this was the prototype, so the progression. I just started this thing like 12 minutes ago, David. So yeah, I don't usually do lives. I find trying to pay attention to the chats and things distracts me, and I end up not doing as good a job on my turning. But once in a while, I'll jump in here because it doesn't really matter what time, day or night, I jump in. There's always somebody like Nick or Steve C or one of those guys who will pop in because I don't think they sleep. Yeah, I think when you bang them up, it just improves the whole zombie hand look. So. No, Winter 70, I'm not showing you how to make it. I have been working towards this, and I'm showing it as a demo. It's something people see in my channel, and I'm just showing that I added the spinning. So if you wanted to know how to make it, there's a couple of ways. If you have access to a 3D printer and you join my channel, I will send you the 3D printer file for free, and then you could whack up your own. If once I get these things printed and manufactured, I will be selling them on my Etsy store. So that's another way. So that's two ways you can get one. But yeah, if you join the channel, everybody who joins the channel gets all of my 3D print files if they want them. Honestly, David, I don't ever do lives. And the rare occasion when I do, it's spontaneous. I just decide to do them. 99.999% of my stuff is just premieres. My premieres are usually every Tuesday. I try to get them uploaded a few days ahead of time so they show up in your feed. Nick, you'll be the first guy I call anytime I need someone to do a demo. Because I get 2 for 1 at your house. All right, well, I'm going to give you guys a little more happy sanding time here to ask any questions you want about anything to do with the channel. And then I am going to end this because I really don't have anything else to say today. Exactly, David. You're just lucky. Or you're on YouTube too much. Like the rest of us. Yeah, I think this is going to work. I'll bet it works even better if you go beyond 80 grit. I've heard some turners out there actually go as high as 800. That's crazy. I don't know why anybody needs to go above 80, but you know, To each his own, I guess. All right, well, that is, Nick went all the way to 240. Hey, slow down there, buddy. That's going to void the warranty. It's only warranted to 80 grit. All right, I'm going to call it. Thanks for checking in, guys. I appreciate it. And keep an eye on my Etsy store. And you may see these popping up. Or join the channel for as little as $1.99 a month. And then with that, you get all my 3D print files. I've got the zombie Handsander. I also have my center finders. A couple of different ones, which can be used to find center for your mortise or tenon, but also this one has the ridge on it, so you can use it to find center on the piece of wood before you put your whatchamacallit on it. And these I give out to anybody who's a member of the channel. You have to print your own, obviously. If you guys wanted to buy some of this kind of stuff, I could put that on Etsy too. But for now, these were just fun projects. All right, that's it. Have a good weekend, everybody. And we'll see you on the tube. Pushing the button now. X.